to help kick us off, tell us about the Sharing Network and its wonderful mission, we've got Elise Glennon here from the class of 2004, who is the head of the Sharing Network Foundation.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Like Mark said, I'm Leadership New Jersey class of 2004, and I'll be joining you this evening for the networking reception. We're so thrilled that L&J decided to hold their Health and Human Services seminar here at the Sharing Network, because so many people do not know about us, who we are, and what we do, and what a critical part of healthcare we serve in New Jersey.
So this is like our crown jewel. Every organ procurement organization obviously has to have a lab, because the matching takes place here. We are one of 9 organ procurement organizations in the country whose lab is physically inside our facility.
I want to talk a little bit about what the ACA did specifically for consumer protection. I think what often happens in the ACA debate is it becomes a have and a have-not. But the ACA, right, this is the myth, the ACA was only for people who didn't have insurance. And so I had insurance, I was part of that 55% that got my insurance through my employer, so the ACA doesn't really matter for me, right? This is a myth.
There has to be some assessment of the level of access to care, because what we're seeing in this two-tiered system for the patient is that patients are not getting the same quality of care.
Legalization, a lot of people are saying, yes, we need to legalize because we don't want our kids to be arrested. It's a false dichotomy, because they're not addressing it's still illegal for those under 21 to both purchase and be in possession of marijuana, so it's not addressing that issue. And what they're finding in Colorado is the arrest rates among whites have been reduced, but African American and Hispanic arrest rates have actually increased.
Today, we are fortunate to be in New Brunswick at Children's Specialized Hospital, and to give us an introduction to the hospital and the work that's done within these walls, we've got Warren Moore with us, the president and CEO.
We've been in business for a long time, and while we've changed sort of our mission, and exactly what we provide for children, the one thing's always been very clear for all 126 years, and that is it's all about, right, how do we better the lives of children?
Unfortunately, bad things will happen, but if you're prepared for them, you can manage better. The management of a traumatic incident is very important with respect to suicide, especially because suicide can be contagious. Now, not in a physical health way that if you're sitting next to somebody who's thinking about suicide, you're going to, but for a vulnerable individual, which back a few slides, we know in school systems, upwards of 30% are feeling sad or hopeless. For that individual, if there is someone who takes their life, their death is memorialized. And if you're not in a good frame of mind and you're already feeling depressed and thinking that your life may not be worth living, and seeing someone who in death is receiving all of this, that can increase the risk for that vulnerable person.
We see that there are certain groups that are more disproportionately affected by chronic absenteeism. So those are students with disabilities, students who are limited English proficient, and also economically disadvantaged students.
I can't say enough how important it is to contextualize data in the context of the work that I do, particularly at the Community Foundation, when I'm looking at funding nonprofits and working with nonprofits across our region, and really determining how these programs really create an impact.
What are the factors that shape food and beverage consumption? Well, there are a lot of models out there that suggest different ways of looking at the problem, and there's certainly in all the models, marketing and advertising becomes very, very influential.
The University of Michigan Health System study actually indicated that as poverty rises, so do rates of obesity in children in 68 of their school districts. So what we're dealing with predominantly as the food bank, being the largest distributor of donated food throughout the state, are populations who are dependent upon social services for their food.
Okay, so we broke it down, basically by meals. So we bought basically 3 different meals for the week, and there's gonna obviously be leftovers.
So I think our idea is more what you can get in quantity, and then what can you mix and match to make different meals. And we're always trying to be aware of, like, do we have enough vegetables, proteins, and not just kind of like the unhealthy stuff.
We have a dozen jumbo eggs. We were back and forth about how much chicken we could buy, but we ended up buying 1 whole chicken, that uncooked, that we're gonna prepare. We have a 3-pound bag of apples and a small thing of tortillas. We have a 2-pound bag of onions and a 5-pound bag of potatoes and a pound of ground beef. We have a gallon of milk and some sliced cheese. And then everything else that you see here